carry on the series on chaga here. We're out in the bushes going to try and see if we can find a little bit of chaga up on some of the trees up here. We'll see if we can find something to show you what it looks like on the tree itself and then what we do with it in order to process it. So what we're doing is we're looking for usually large, usually closer to end of life birch trees, and we're looking for the standout chunk. Looks like a big burnt piece on the edge, so we'll see if we can find something. Not really a good sample, but hey, if you look over to here, when you start looking along, you're going to come up and you're going to find sort of a chunk here of stuff that's growing on these birches that looks like a burnt piece of wood. What you're going to do when you take this out, you look, you pull it open, you see the bright golden brown. That's how you know you've got the chaga. You really just need to keep your eyes open for big chunks that look like burnt pieces of wood on the edge of birches. So here's a good piece right here that you see right on the edge of the birch. There's a whole bunch in and around coming out. There's a few more chunks all the way up this tree. Once you've found some chaga, now's the point of processing it. So usually what you want to do is be able to get it into smaller chunks at least so that it can dry out properly. But here's also a good time to be able to take a look to show you what these pieces of chaga look like once you get used to it. It's pretty much impossible to misidentify. So you're going to find those things that look like burnt pieces on the outside of a birch tree. They're going to look like these burnt pieces that are chunks like this. But once you break it open, once you look on the inside, it's got this nice golden brown type of color to it. So again, it's pretty much impossible to misidentify. When you've gotten it fresh off of a tree too, it's almost like a spongy type of feeling. Like that's why it needs to be dried out, but it's fairly easy to come apart. These pieces are going to come off very nicely. You can usually cut it with either a knife or an axe. I found the easiest way to do it is either, if you got small pieces, be able to just break it off like this. What you want is probably get out pieces into chunks like this so that they can dry off to begin with. Then you can either keep them that way, or you can even grind it up in a coffee grinder before making it into a powder to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and break up all of these pieces. Some of the harder ones, especially with the outside pieces which are nice and black. We'll take the axe. We're trying to get things down into at least this chunk. Then we'll start the drying process. Look at the inside of these pieces. These ones are beautiful. This is a bright golden brown that I love. And once you have it all chopped up into small chunks, that's what it's going to look like. We've got a whole bunch of them in small pieces like this. You can actually cook it up nice and fresh the way as it is already, but the next step is going to be drying. But that will have to be for another video.